Hello, it's Judith here. And today I was going to talk again about the not-for-profit that I am starting up. No, we're beyond starting up. We're getting off the ground. We're actually going to go into flight. It's called a community interest company, which is not the same as a charity. Slightly easier to get off the ground than a charity is. So why are we doing it? We're doing it because we know from what we learn from clients and friends and relatives of clients and each other, and just watching any of the daily news or reading a newspaper, that access, particularly to mental health care, is very hard. Your GP will almost certainly offer you medication. Occasionally I see a client who's been offered some brief form of therapy, but that is getting rarer and rarer, a bit like hen's teeth. So people have no choice about whether they want to go the medication route and or the therapy route, and they have no access to a range of therapies. So that's what we're providing. A one-stop shop where you can come in, look at the therapists. There are a couple of holistic physical therapists as well, if you're looking for that kind of treatment. But they can look at the therapist, decide who they would like to talk to, who they would like to work with. We're going for a soft launch for now, taking things steady, making sure the way that we plan to set it up is actually the right way and it's going to work, or we'll tweak it through experience, etc., before we spend a lot of money on websites and booking systems and all of that stuff. And yeah, we've got one lot of funding, so we can start as soon as we're absolutely ready to go, which will be very soon, I hope. And we're also working on other funding applications. The model is the client does pay something, but as low as we can possibly make it. And the difference is made up by therapists working at less than their normal rates and funding, which also provides us with the money we need to run the organisation, which is not a lot once we've got things up and running. So that's basically it. We will be looking to businesses to supply bursaries, and this is for those people who can't afford even the small amount that we're asking. And unfortunately, I think there are more and more of those in terms of, if people are making decisions between heating and food, then therapy comes way, way down the list. Clothing and other day-to-day expenditure will come before that. And I feel very strongly that for those people, they may need more help, but they have less opportunity of anything. So we'll be looking for businesses in our localities who can support us by providing enough money for one person to have a set of therapy sessions for free, because there is no way that they can afford it. And I think as a business owner, that's a way of donating to a charity that would appeal to me, certainly, that I know this money is going where it's going. I will never know who was the recipient, but I will know, how many people have been helped in a year, say, by my contribution, and possibly if we can anonymise it, what the results were. So it's a real personal giving. It's a bit like somebody that I know who runs a networking group also organises a food bank collection once a month, and by giving to that, we know exactly what's going to happen with our money. We know he's going to go off to the supermarket and buy the sort of things that people need who are going to food banks, and it's a very direct connection between us, the business, and the person who is in need of help. And there, but for the grace of God, I think, in these current circumstances. So, affordable help for people who are unable to get anything or any choice through the NHS apart from medication. And even those that do, and they're more likely to be children or adolescents in my experience, are often put on waiting lists of 3 months for an assessment, and then who knows how many months thereafter following that assessment when they will get any therapy. If you're a young child or an adolescent, you need help now. You can't wait for 4, 5, 6 months before you get any help. The problem with that is, and I'm going a bit off-piste here, but the problem with that is, as a therapist, I know that if somebody's suffering from anxiety, which a lot of young people are, then it only gets worse. So if we can see them, you know, on almost day one when it's decided that some action's needed, rather than when waiting, let's say 4, 5, 6 months, even longer. I had one client who came to me who was on a 9-month waiting list. Now, you can't wait that long, but, you know, it is unlikely that a lot of money is going to be available for mental health in the near future, given that I spotted a headline yesterday that said, you know, cancer patients are being served really, really badly at the moment just because there isn't the money, the resources, whatever is needed to treat them in a timely manner. And as somebody who's had cancer twice and survived it because of prompt action, I won't use any of the words that I would like to use. Appalled and disgusted will cover it. And really, really sad for those people, because this is life-threatening stuff. Anyway, I'm off-piste again, so I will stop. The CIC is called The Path to True Wellbeing. I hope you'll start seeing it about the place in the not-too-distant future. If you or anybody else you know would be interested in therapy, but knows they can afford very little for it, then please get them to get in touch with me directly now, and we can start now. Even with this soft launch, if we're not up and running, we can do it. I've already seen people since the back end of last year through the CIC. Earlier than that, I think probably the middle of the year, and others are available to do that. So if you or anybody else is sitting there thinking, I'd love some help, but, then contact me and we'll sort it out, because it's now possible. And I think that's the message I want to leave you with. So thank you very much for listening. If you're interested in knowing more about it, you know where I am. Certainly if you're interested in partaking of it, if that's the right word, or know anybody who is, then get in touch. Don't wait, because it will only get worse. Anyway, that's it for now, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.